From the house of Salvatore Ferragamo, today we'll be looking at Uomo. Let's talk about it. All right, welcome friends to Proverbs 27:9 Fragrances. John here. And today, as we already mentioned, we're going to be looking at and reviewing from the house of Salvatore Ferragamo. This is Uomo, the Eau de Toilette. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel and that you got the notifications turned on. That way you're notified every time we upload this sweet smelling fragrance related content. Let's first take a look at the presentation here. Here you got a standard designer type cardboard box with the Ferragamo kind of all jumbled up on the front there. I'm not a real big fan of that. To me, it's a little bit tacky, but it's kind of part of the signature of this line. Just a standard, again, box with the information, barcode, and everything on the back. The bottom, got the batch code. If I can get the focus. Can't, but it is 20NS5L3. Here the bottle is the unique thing about this fragrance, or one of the unique things. So you've got, as you can see, built-in sprayer here. Don't have a cap to take off. Signed crown on the top. But this fragrance is known for those black sides. Kind of looks like Lalique's L'insoumis. Not sure which one came first, but they do look very similar. You've got Ferragamo and that kind of quirky, whimsical style on the back. The bottle's very nice, heavy. And then the atomizer, give you a shot of it. It's actually very good. A lot of the built-in atomizers are not so good, but this one's very good. Almost feels like it's pressurized. I don't really believe it is. It's just a good sprayer. Puts out a nice, good blast. Let's talk about the fragrance. So when you initially spray it, there's a pretty good dose of alcohol in it. I'm not sure the concentration of this, but it's eau de toilette, so it's probably somewhere in the 15% oil. The rest is going to be water and alcohol. So there is that kind of heavy alcohol blast on the top. But I will say this: it is fresh when it opens. For all of the discussion about this fragrance being a gourmand, and it is, pardon me for a moment. I am, as you can see, I'm using a different setup today, trying to do some new things, and it's going to take me a lot of getting used to, so I'll probably bump the camera a bunch. But for this to be kind of a gourmand fragrance, and it is, I think it's actually listed as maybe like an amber woody. When it opens up, you get a lot of bergamot, and you get a lot of spice. There's cardamom and different things. I'll go over the notes here in a minute, but it opens up really fresh with a pretty sweet edge to it. But it's not until it really dries down that it really becomes kind of a thicker, heavier, gourmandy type fragrance. It opens up in a fresh, unique way that I don't know that it really works good for me. I'm still kind of torn on this fragrance. Do I love it? Do I just, I know I don't love it. Do I like it, or is it kind of indifference? Do I not like it? It's kind of a polarizing scent. It seems to be a love it or hate it type of deal, and I really hadn't to determine which way I fall yet, other than to say that it smells nice. I just don't know that it's my style. I guess that's what I'm trying to get at. Let me give you some info on it. It's by a master perfumer Alberto Marias, and also Arlene Gershad. Probably butchered that, but it was a 2016 release, and I think it was, you know, had quite a bit of, I mean, I wasn't in the fragrance community in 2016, but from what I've been able to read and see, it got, you know, made quite a splash in 2016. It's kind of been relegated to the discounter shelves the last several years. Kind of a fragrance community darling, but it seems to be kind of love or hate just out in the public. I guess wasn't a huge seller for them, maybe, you know, I'm not sure, but pretty much it's one that you find at discounters. I picked mine up in Orlando at a Burlington, I believe it was. And I know I've said this in some previous videos, but if you're ever in the Orlando area, going down to Disney World or SeaWorld or Universal Studios, you've got to stop at the TJ Maxx's, the Ross's, the Michaels, or the Marshalls, the Burlingtons, because, you know, from where I'm at, you go into Burlington, for instance, Burlington, there's, you know, hardly anything. My TJ Maxx is awful. I'm talking about awful. But there, I went into a Ross that had more fragrances than any store I'd ever been in, including fragrance stores. So, just a little heads up on that if you're ever down in that area. Let's go over the notes here. Top notes are black pepper, cardamom, and bergamot. Middle notes are sweet notes, which is kind of a tiramisu accord, orange blossom, and ambroxan. Base notes are cashmere, sandalwood, and tonka. So this is a really sweet fragrance, but to me it's not as sweet as it has been described by some of the communities, some on you know, the forums. It doesn't come across as sweet to me as like 1 Million by Paco Rabanne. It's a unique fragrance. It kind of smells like coffee, but it don't. It kind of smells like cake, but it don't. And I guess that is that tiramisu accord, which is basically a coffee cake dessert. You know, it's not like Halloween Man X where it has this coffee note, but somehow it still has, it leans in that direction. It's got kind of a dark ambery feel to it. But the opening is so unique because it opens up again, very citrusy, spicy, and ambroxan. You smell the cardamom right away, which I love. There's almost a cinnamon, you know, sweetness in there. It's a lot of black pepper and quite a bit of ambroxan, to be honest with you. I would call this a unisex fragrance. I think women could wear this. It's perfect for cool to cold weather. This would be a no-go in the summertime. I bought it, again, in Florida in the middle of December. The temperature was about 70 degrees there, and I tried to wear it one day, and it was too much for even comfortable 70-degree weather, to be honest with you. This needs cool weather or real cold weather for it to really not be overwhelming, and for it to really pop and shine. And it really does good in cold weather. It's cold right here. I'm wearing it today. It smells, you know, and it really does smell good. Got the dry down on my right hand. And as it dries down, what you do is you kind of lose, obviously, the top notes of this. The pepper kind of goes away, but you're left with the cardamom. The bergamot's gone. So you're kind of left with that spice from the cardamom. There is an orange blossom note that starts to come out. The ambroxan is still there. And you get the creamy sandalwood and cashmere that work well with the tonka. It almost has like a vanilla-like quality, amber-like quality. It's very round. The sharpness is gone. So this opens up sharp, but dries down smooth, and that's a unique feature. You say, well, why would you want it to be sharp? Well, the sharpness kind of will help cut through the cold weather and get it to project during the first, half hour that you've got it on. And for it to be a gourmand fragrance, smelling like a dessert, it does have a unique freshness to it that does last really throughout the fragrance. Even when it loses all those top notes, it still kind of has this fresh quality to it that I associate with the ambroxan. It just kind of sticks around the whole time. So that kind of puts it in the same category as like the Stronger With You line, the Azzaro's Wanted Flankers, not the original, but the like Wanted by Night and those. So how does it perform? Well, the projection's really good, especially if you're a heavy sprayer like I am. This one is one that even I have to be a little easier on the trigger with. The longevity is good. I've seen where people say that it doesn't last very long. This one lasts 5 to 8 hours on skin, depending on your skin chemistry. If you spray it on clothes, it will last all day, 8 to 10 hours at least. But I think what it is because of the sweet nature of the fragrance, because of the gourmand nature of the fragrance, this one is one that's easy to go nose blind to. But I promise you, others will smell it on you long after you smell it on yourself, okay? So for my final thoughts. So my final thoughts on Uomo here is that I think you have to be open to sweet fragrances, obviously, because it is a sweet fragrance. But if you can wear fragrances like Stronger With You, Wanted by Night, The Most Wanted, Boss, The Scent, even Versace Eros, Paco Rabanne 1 Million, any of these fragrances that have been very, very popular for the last 10, 15 years, then honestly, you can wear this fragrance. And I think the quality is really good, especially for a Salvatore Ferragamo fragrance. Like I love Aqua Essential Blue, but you can tell that it's a little bit of a lower quality than for Versace Dylan Blue, for example. Two fragrances that are pretty comparable. This one, I would say the quality is like a slightly above middle of the pack designer fragrance. It's not anything that's going to blow you away. It's not niche quality. It's not high-end designer quality like a Dior, Chanel, Guerlain. But I would put it in the same vein as, Versace, Paco Rabanne, those type of designers. So again, if you're looking for something different, but also similar to maybe the other sweet fragrances that are really popular right now, but you're wanting maybe to be a little different, stand out, give this one a try. Salvatore Ferragamo Uomo, you can probably pick it up for somewhere in the $30 to $40 range. I think I paid $34.99, maybe $29.99 to $34.99 at the Ross. This is the 100 ml bottle, big bottle. Probably will never go through that juice. So check it out. Those are my thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comments section. Make sure you like and subscribe and all those things. Till we see you down the road, we say frag on frag, fam. God bless.